Well, Disco, do you have anything to say non-spoilery
Oh,
first? Because
sorry.
you didn't get a chance yet.
I apologize,
Uh,
Disco.
um, this movie hurt my eyes.
That was a deep sigh. That was a deep sigh.
This
Oh
movie
man.
was
Oh
not.
shit.
It was not good in my opinion.
What's up, and welcome to another episode of the Los Wise Guys podcast. I am your host, Eslam, aka the Daddy, accompanied by Dan, the baby boy, and Disco, the metaphysical. What's up, fellas? How you doing? That's great. We are doing fucking.
This man said, "I don't give a damn what's going on."
Today is another episode of horror-themed goodness, and today we are rating and reviewing Halloween Ends. Nope,
I
wrong
love
one.
how it says Creed 3. I love how
Halloween
it says
Ends.
Creed 3.
Sorry,
That is incredible.
I clicked the wrong one. My bad. Halloween Ends. Rate and
Amazing.
review.
That was fantastic.
You paused, you waited. I was like, I'm going to have this ticker pop up. Halloween 3, Creed 3, rate and or trailer reacts. Perfect. Perfect. If you're not watching the YouTube version of this, you're doing yourself an injustice. We're
Speaking of
already
Creed-
screwing everything up. Check it out.
Speaking of Creed 3, go check out that trailer reacts. But today, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Halloween Ends. We're rating it, we're reviewing it, taking a big ol' shit on it. Okay? So, oh man, this movie. Let's start with the ratings. I'm just gonna
Well,
jump in.
Do you want to
What?
explain what rate and review is? To
Oh,
the
that's
people?
right. So, my bad. If you are a new listener, rate and review is a segment that we have reoccurring where each one of us and sometimes fans pick movies. We watch them. We give a rating to of that movie. I think what is it, 1 to 5? I think we
One
go
to
to, or
five,
is
and
it?
I believe we allow half points as well.
Yes, we do.
So it's 20-point scale.
And we also we go through the movie, review it, we talk about it. Our most famous rate and review. Go check it out, Bahubali. For let's jump into Halloween Ends.
Yeah, I want to just jump in real quick since I this was my choice. This was my
Mhm.
rate and review, and this was historic because this is the first ever non-foreign rate and review movie we've ever done.
Yes,
This is the first
it
ever
is.
Hollywood American made movie.
Sure, but it's also for the horror themed months we were doing. So we could have picked a foreign horror film, but
Yeah.
we chose
Which
this
I
one
did have
because
ready. I have ready.
yeah, yeah. But the we picked this one because it's almost the end of an era, kind of, I guess. Before we get into the movie and what everything means, we're gonna give you guys our ratings off the bat, so you know what we thought of the movie moving forward, and you'll know how this is gonna go. I'll give my rating first. Dan, what did I give? What's up?
I just want to mention we don't rate through 5. We rate 1 through 10 apparently.
1 through 10. Oh, that's even
And
better.
do
My
you
God.
guys want to know what your previous ratings were for other movies, just so you have an
Yes,
idea of where you want to
I
place this?
wanted to know what I rated that shitty as fucking what's that movie
You know,
with
use your
with
words.
the stupid umbrellas on
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah,
Shadow?
I'm
exactly.
just letting you. I'm letting you try to figure it out.
The
Yeah,
Shadow
okay.
one?
Yeah, Shadow.
What?
You got it.
Oh, Shadow? Yeah,
Yep.
that
So
is the shittiest movie.
I can tell you all of it real quick. So we have the platform, also
Okay.
known as El Hoyo. Myself and Eslam, we both gave it sevens. Disco, you weren't there for that one. Then we had Pan's Labyrinth. Eslam, you gave
Hmm.
that a 6.5. I gave it a 4.5. Disco, you weren't there. A Silent Voice. I gave it an 8.5. Eslam, you gave it an 8. That is my highest rated
Hmm.
movie. Then we had Shadow. I gave it a 5. Eslam, you gave it a 3. Disco, you gave it a 7.
Yo, that's
we're
fucking wild.
always gonna make fun of the Disco giving that the
That's
7.
wild.
Then we had Spirited Away. I gave it an 8. Eslam, this is your highest rated movie, 8.5, and
Hmm.
Disco gave it a 6. Then we had Parasite. I
Can't
gave it an
believe you
8.
like Shadow more than Spirited Away. You fucking
We
psychopath.
mentioned this last time we did a movie too.
Yeah, you know my
Um,
memory.
Parasite. I gave it an 8. Eslam, you gave it a 7.5. Disco, this is your highest rated, an 8.5. Then we did Bahubali, the beginning. I gave it a 6. Eslam, you gave it a 5.5. Disco, you gave it a 6. And then we had Henry, who also gave it a 6. Now we
Hmm.
have Halloween Ends. Where do you guys
All right,
rank
Halloween
Halloween?
ends. I'm gonna give that a solid 1.5.
This was better than Shadow. By far better than Shadow.
You, man, you're crazy. I'm giving that a 1 star, man. I
1.5, my man. 1.5. If I can go back and change Shadow, I would, but
We can't. It's against the rules. Only the forefathers of the rate review could have changed it, and they're not here right now. All right, so I'm going to lock that in. Eslam, you're at
Disco.
a 1.5.
I'm giving it a 1. Just a hard one.
All right.
Hard.
Just a
Yeah.
good old hard one.
A
Yep.
hard one. That's what she said.
All right. With that being said, so Disco 1, Eslam 1.5. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this at I'm going to give it a 6.
Damn.
Yeah, was it a good movie? It wasn't. I don't hate it as much as you guys do at all. It's significantly better than Shadow. It's so
Oh, it was
much
way better.
better, so much better than Pan's Labyrinth.
Uh,
And I know
Teach their
everybody's
own.
gonna look. Yeah, everybody's gonna look and be like, "Oh, you're insane." I was like, "Oh, that's why I have a podcast and you don't." So,
watch,
so yeah,
watch after that sentence. Everybody's gonna make their own
a
podcast
million podcasts are gonna just start
just
up.
so they can shit on you for saying that.
Oh man, but no, I'm gonna give it a. What the hell did I just say? A 6. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm giving it a 6.5. Maybe by
Dang.
the end of this,
Whoa.
I'll raise it up even more.
This
Um,
guy, he's feeling
6.5.
good today.
Yeah, I mean,
I might even
I
drop it by the end of this episode with the amount of shit I'm gonna say about this movie.
so I appreciate what they went for with the movie. They didn't go with the same old formula that they always do with slashers in general. They changed it up. And I appreciate for them trying to change it. Is it my favorite Halloween movie? Not at all. Not at all, by far. But I like
So
what they were trying to do, and I think in the future this is going to be more appreciated than
okay.
people are treating it now.
Maybe,
I don't know.
but so the reason why I said you have a lot of explaining to do is because you prefaced this movie when you told us that we should watch it, is that there was a lot of other stuff that we should watch before watching it, but none of us have the time. So if you can give us a quick rundown of
Oof.
some of the things, not, I mean, doesn't
Yeah.
have to be super long,
No, I
but
know. I know. I'm
some
gonna
of the
make it
things
simple.
that led up to this movie. I can kind of guess the way they did the movies, that I'm pretty sure they were expecting people not to have watched all the other Halloween movies. So within the movie they had some flashbacks, they had some hints on what happened in the beforehand and stuff like that, so that way you can watch this movie as standalone and kind of mostly understand it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's definitely the case. So, the way this works is it's like sort of a trilogy, but not really. Where it's like it all starts with a 1978 Halloween movie, the original, where we all know it's a babysitter. Michael Myers shows up in town, starts killing kids, and then by the end of the movie they stop him, he disappears. Oh my god! And then all the other movies that happen after that don't exist. Take them away, leave them from your brain. They don't matter. Then we
oh.
jump towards the 2018 Halloween.
Mhm.
So the 2018 Halloween is the one that's what's that 40 years later,
Yeah.
and Jamie Lee Curtis's character is just obsessed. She's like, I know Michael's gonna come back to get me someday. And Michael Myers was in a mental institution, and you know what happened? Some dumbass podcasters, they got him. They transferred him to another facility or something. Just oh no, these podcasters wanted to interview Michael Myers for their true crimes podcast
Yeah.
and his doctor and everything. And there was like, oh, he's about to get moved to another facility. We got to do this, blah, blah, blah. He
Uh,
escapes. He does it. So just blame podcasters, blame us. And he escapes and he goes back to the town of Haddonfield and wreaks havoc, blah, blah, blah. Halloween Kills is the following movie
Mhm.
where this time the town of Haddonfield's like, look, you know what? We've been dealing with this guy. There was back in 1978, then he came back in 2018. He's been wreaking havoc on our town forever. Our town feels like it's cursed. Evil dies tonight, and that was like the tagline for Halloween Kills, where it's just like the town of Haddonfield's like fuck Michael Myers, we're going after him, and it worked up
Nice.
until like the last scene, where it's like they literally were all going after Michael Myers, and they like at one point like they're stabbing him and everything. By the end of the movie, there's like legit like 8 or 9 people around him on the ground, straight up just beating him down, like they're kicking him, hitting him with sticks and shit. And then of course Michael Myers gets up, murders all of them, and then he goes and kills Jamie Curtis's daughter. Now we move to Halloween Ends, where
Halloween
it's 4
ends.
years after that, and then you see Jamie Lee Curtis is now with her granddaughter,
Mm-hmm.
Both their parents killed by Michael Myers in the previous two movies, and you see that there's a town that's still dealing with the curse of Michael Myers, but there's a new quote unquote, well, not even quote unquote, there's a new killer that's
Yeah.
taken the place of Michael Myers, and that's the new boogeyman of Haddonfield. But a lot of people blame Jamie Lee Curtis's character,
Uh
Laurie,
huh.
for like the whole is like, you brought the curse here, you're the one who did this, and our town is
Yeah.
forever cursed because of you. And that's kind of just where Halloween Ends goes. Look who it
Yeah.
is.
So let's talk about the
Henry's
Hey
in here if
Henry.
you want to go on. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday, Henry. Love you. Missed you.
Happy birthday to ya.
Uh, with Halloween Ends, I was a little bit confused whether Michael Myers was actually there or not. I felt like in some cases I thought he was like almost an illusion.
Mm.
Um,
Okay, I
uh,
can see that.
you know what I mean? When the kid was speaking to him, like nobody else was seeing him, only the kid in
It's
that
only him.
tunnel. So I
Interesting.
thought he
Yeah,
was like hallucinating. He saw him after he fell. He
yeah,
was thrown off the bridge. Um, and then like the old man was like, "Get me that mask. I'm Michael Myers." Like I was
yeah,
just like, okay, maybe there's like some weird shit happening. But then he showed
yeah,
up and he was killing people with him.
yeah.
Um,
Age-wise, that old man would have worked out too. Like, because Michael
yeah,
Myers, think about it, he was like in his early 30s in 1978, and here we are in 2022.
yeah, yeah.
He's out there. It's like he really is just an old man at this point in a mask. I
A
just want to
super
preface it
strong old
for
man.
anybody
But
who's worried. We're not doing spoilers yet, so you're good if you haven't seen the movie.
wait, didn't I just spoil half the movie?
No, you didn't. You kind of just you said some stuff, but you didn't. You didn't give away the big ending. You spoiled
Oh,
some
okay,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, yeah, we missed you too, Henry. Unfortunately, last week we had some issues with the streaming service that we use to stream to Twitch, so that's why we weren't there last week. But we're
Who the
back.
hell is the
Everything's working
creator of
fine.
Daniel? Oh, my mom. Okay.
Yes.
That
Yeah, fun
creepy
fact.
ass story.
Check out last week's episode where my mom was a guest. That's the
Yeah,
first time any of our parents have been on it.
she told some amazing horror stories. It's fun. Can't wait to have her on again.
Yeah, I grew
Um,
up listening to those.
yeah. And maybe that'll be our new segment every Halloween.
Get
We'll
my mom
get
back.
some. We'll get. She'll be like Michael Myers. Comes back every Halloween, tells us a couple stories, and disappears for a year. Um,
Until eventually I grow extremely long hair, and then I'm the new my mother.
yeah, but yeah. So that part of the movie confused me a little bit, but then it was just easier to go on. The dialogue was, my God, it was horrendous, and
You know who was written by one of the main writers?
who?
I'm gonna kill some time until I remember his name, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just talk
Okay.
for a little
Well,
bit.
the
Danny
dialogue.
McBride was his name. Danny McBride has been
Really?
yeah, for the
Okay.
last three Halloween movies, and Halloween and then Halloween Kills were both very funny because it has
Yeah,
Danny
Danny
McBride with
McBride.
his comedy, especially Halloween Kills with Big John and Little John. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I love that
No,
with the
of
whole
course
Big John
not.
Little John thing.
this is my
But
like. I
yeah,
think this is literally my first Halloween movie I've
well,
seen.
God, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, at least
So-
it wasn't Halloween 3. For anybody who knows anything about Halloween, you know what I'm talking about. That's the worst freaking Halloween movie by far.
Damn,
I,
worse than this?
Michael Myers
Because
ain't even in it.
this was pretty fucking bad.
No,
My God.
Halloween 3, it's the worst Halloween movie by
Okay,
far.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not gonna go watch it. So
did you say Michael Myers wasn't even in it?
He's not in the movie.
How does that even make sense?
If I remember correctly, it was about a coven of witches or some shit. I don't know. I don't remember.
they made the Disney movie Hocus Pocus
Hocus
and a
Pocus.
Halloween movie.
Pretty much.
Okay, should we get into spoilers? Because I just.
Well, Disco, do you have anything to say non-spoilery
Oh,
first? 'Cause
sorry.
you didn't get a chance yet.
I apologize, Disco.
Um, this movie hurt my eyes.
That was a deep sigh. That was a deep sigh.
This
Oh
movie
man.
was
Oh
not.
shit!
It was not good in my opinion, and even I don't know.
Thank
if this
God
is
it
spoilers,
ended.
But just even when Michael Myers was on screen, I was underwhelmed. I was just like, can you end already? Just like, gosh dang. The whole time I was just blaming Jamie Lee Curtis. I was like, why would you accept another Halloween movie? Couldn't you
Yeah.
just like put it to rest? Like, why are you doing this to me? And I was like,
Do you really
Jamie.
need do you really need money that bad?
I know
Like
she
you're a
was.
great actress, like come on. Like
I don't think it was
You're,
about money. I just think it was like she wanted to put
end
an
it.
end to this story where it's just like this is
Yeah,
what
cuz
made her
she's
career.
like,
This is her
"Man,
first
cuz
movie.
these have sucked."
man,
Uh
They
you're
have see
better
you
than
you
this.
Eslam. This is the only Halloween movie you've seen. You can't say
Yep.
that. This man's talking about the whole series trash. He
I
saw
can
one
say
movie.
I can say whatever the fuck I want. Listen, you hate Rocky 4. It's not my fault. So,
You take that
Rock,
back, you
you
son
you
of
were
a
like
bitch.
Rocky 4 is the worst
I've
movie of
never
the
in my life said
Rockies.
that. I've never in my
Go
life. You said
Oh,
go
that
go,
last week. You tried to put that on
go
me, and I
watch
said
Creed 3.
no.
He said it. Go watch Creed 3 trailer reacts. He said
Did you
Rocky
edit the part
4
where I'm
was
saying that
shit.
that's not true? Did you take that
No,
out?
but that would have I should have done that. I should have done that. That would
What
have
you
been
should have done is
perfect.
just voiced over where my mouth is moving, just be like Rocky
Yeah.
Four. Just
Be like, "Yes, Eslam, I agree with you." While you're like
man, so I guess I'm just glad it's over. I'm just.
Yo, I think Disco got traumatized by this
man,
movie, and not because it was scary, just because it was really, really bad.
I mean, the only part that got me. I guess we should get into spoilers.
Yeah, okay, let's get into
So
spoilers.
this is the beginning anyway, but
this
I
was
guess the.
your last chance, guys. Spoilers. If you want to watch the movie, go to the theater. Go watch it on Peacock.
Yep. So the only part that really got me was when the dude at the babysitter at the beginning was locked in the closet, and then he
Yeah.
kicked the door open, and then the kid flew off the railing.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the only part where I was like, oh, damn! That baby, like little boy, fell off the balcony and like bopped his head on the floor, and blood was everywhere, and he died.
Well,
I
it
was
was the stairwell, which was on like the third floor, because they had a spiral staircase in their house.
And if
yeah.
you looked at the outside, I'm pretty sure that was a two-story building. I could be wrong.
No.
No, yeah, a stairwell, not a balcony. My
Yeah, it
bad.
was a
But
stairwell.
he ended up falling and
Mhm.
and dying, and that was the only part I was shocked, and I was like, oh damn, it was crazy. Other than that, I was just like,
It's so I was
the
watching the movie
acting.
with my dad. He had the same exact reaction. He's like, "Oh shit, they killed this kid."
No, yeah,
The
best moment.
like the protege shit that they tried to do with this kid,
Corey.
and yeah, with Corey and Michael Myers. I was like, okay, I kind of see what you're doing. You don't want Michael doing the same thing again, where he's just the one that's terrorizing everybody.
Mhm.
So we're just gonna bully this kid into becoming a serial killer,
Mhm.
which is kind of like the American way now. Like you just bully people until they either kill themselves or go on a shooting rampage,
Yeah.
and that's the American way. And this guy's getting like trained. I wish honestly what would have made this movie better was a training
I
montage
knew you were gonna
with
say that.
him and Michael Myers just teaching him how to stab and shit and slice because
Stabbing like a piece of meat, like Rocky.
yeah, like there's like encouraging music in the background, and
It's just the Halloween theme, just like
yeah,
turned up just a little bit faster.
but that kind of happened a little bit because he was holding that cop back and he was like, "Show me how to
Mhm.
do it," and he like sliced his throat, and I was just like, "All right, well that happened," and I was just like, "We maybe we should have had some more training montage scenes in that sewage tunnel that he was living in apparently for 4 years."
Yeah,
When did this man get groceries to eat?
Yeah, after he
he
stabbed
just
that
eats
dude
whatever he
though,
finds.
he like I swear, didn't he like jizz? He was just like,
When he stood up. So
yeah.
the thing with that, I was about to say, I really like that scene where it's like, so Michael Myers is always like, especially for people who haven't seen the movie, he's always been thought of as a supernatural person, and I always liked Michael Myers because he's like the one killer who isn't supernatural. He isn't a Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees, nothing like that. He
Mhm.
is a dude in a mask who's just like he's
Yeah, that
freakishly
can get
strong.
shot and stabbed and
Yeah.
like just keep
Yep.
going with
Yep, and he just keeps going through. But the
So he
thing is,
can't
like,
die.
whenever he's gotten shot and stabbed and stuff like that, remember we're only counting the first Halloween movie, then the 2018 Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. Those are the only four.
Mhm.
All the other ones don't matter. So he hasn't, to my understanding, if I recall, he hasn't had any mortal wounds or anything like that. Whenever they would, if they did shoot him, they would shoot him like just barely on the shoulder or something like that. It's like
Uh-huh.
there was no kill shots. So it's like
Okay.
he wasn't the supernatural like this, that, and the other. The other ones, like, yeah, there was one movie where he cut off his head and he shows up in the next movie. He's like, yeah, I put a mask on someone else. I can talk now, but he didn't talk. Anyway, but so it's like he wasn't the supernatural. So I like the thing where it's like they kind of tried to allude to it a little bit, where it's just like you can see he is a beaten down old man at this point, and then
Yeah.
it's just like he had nothing left. He was basically he's at this point where he has to just hide inside this little sewer because if he goes out, the town almost killed him 4 years ago. And now he's
Yeah.
older, he's more weak. What's he gonna do? But once he killed the person, you could see like it kind of like breathed life into him again. He's like, okay, I got this. I still have it in me. I can still do this. I'm still Michael Myers. So I like how it kind of like built him up a little bit. It gave him a little motivational boost that he needed, just murdering that cop.
I would have.
He just so hard though. He was like, man, you could see that that excitement in his. Then because then after that he went, like you said, he went in for seconds and he had more vigor to him.
Yep.
I would have liked if they took it to where Michael Myers did die, um, in that sewer, just like kind of, I don't know, something happened to him. He died. This kid finds him, but because of his bullying, that fall he took, he psychologically broke, and he's kind of like um imagining all this, and he's almost, taking like this advice from him, or like this, I don't know, something from his spirit, uh and then taking on the mask and going around and him killing like Michael, and then we have a new Michael Myers, right? We have a new serial killer to maybe continue the the series. But I mean, that could have
That would
been
have
more
had so
interesting.
many people complain. What you're describing, everybody would have hated even more. Like one, it's just like okay, so Michael Myers is now a force ghost in a sense
Yes, yes,
to
yes.
this kid, and it's like I'm the new Michael Myers. And in the movie, when he's wearing Michael Myers' outfit, I can't help but laugh because Michael Myers 6 foot something, Corey something's about a solid 5'7". So I was like, this
Yeah.
is clearly not Michael Myers. It's
You
just a
know,
guy in a suit, and he found like a little. It looked like when a dad takes his kid to work, and the kid dresses up like the dad
Yeah.
because he's wearing the instead of wearing the extra large bodysuit, he's wearing the medium one, and then he has Michael Myers mask. So that I thought was hilarious. But no, if they would have done that, and or it's like you have a spiritual Michael Myers, then it's just kind of like anybody could be Michael Myers. Like that would have
you know,
people would have hated that.
I thought at first when Michael had Corey and he like choked him and they were looking at like eye to eye and they got
Yeah,
really deep. I thought Michael like did some voodoo witch magic and like
yeah.
corrupted him because after that he started like killing people and stuff. So I thought there was some sort of supernatural stuff there. So that's why I was confused at the end when
I gotcha.
she just straight just stabbed him like a regular ass stab, and that's why I said I
Yeah.
was like underwhelmed. I was like, "That's it? You just like threw
Well,
him on a
that's the
little
yeah.
counter
So
and just
what he was doing with the eye thing, it was kind of just like because Michael Myers, especially from the first movie, like the 1978 one, Dr. Loomis always said it's like I remember talking to Michael when he was a kid, and the thing is, when he was a little kid, he killed his sister. They took him to a mental institution. Institution. He even said it was just like I remember speaking to him when he was a boy. I was a psychiatrist, and I knew that there was no help. We had to murder this child. And
Damn.
yeah, that's the original Halloween, where he's just like it was like they had me go in there to help this kid, and all I wanted to do was murder him because he's pure evil. And he's like, you could see it
damn.
in his eyes. There's only darkness and hate in those eyes, and that's why when they went into this one, they had so much focus on the eyes, and they mentioned it a few times. Where it's
Yeah,
just
they
like you
did.
see Michael, he looks into Corey's eyes, and you can see Corey's been through so much, especially on that night where he was beat up by the school band, and which I love that. That's definitely a Danny McBride joke that it was the school band of all people. But you could see in his eyes, like at this point, Corey's got nothing left to lose. Like he's hit that state of Michael Myers where it's just like Michael looks at him and is like, oh, he's just like me. He has the hatred in him just like I do. And then Corey's just like, hey, Michael's the only guy that accepts me. I'm on his side now. So I feel like that's where it came down. There was like no supernatural. It was really just more of an emotional, a
Yeah,
psyche
yeah.
thing that
I
went down
see,
there.
I see.
Yeah.
Ah, well that makes sense now that you like cleared that up a little.
Yeah.
Still
And then
doesn't change the fact that the movie sucked, but
it makes more sense.
at least there's some clarity there now. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo,
And they even say it when the father of the kid that Corey
Yeah, yeah,
accidentally
he
killed, he
did.
even says it. He's like, "Yeah, so I was gonna say, hey, what's up, whatever." But then I looked in those eyes. I'm like, "That's not the same Corey I used to know." It's like that's a big thing. They always focus on the eyes.
Hmm. I did notice that because even Jamie Lee Curtis's character, at some point, saw the turn
Yeah,
when he was like when she set them up, and then after she set them up, she was like, "All right, something
something is
happened,"
switched. Yeah.
and she's like, "He's like Michael now," and
And that's the sad truth. The only two people that ever accepted him originally was Jamie Lee Curtis, but then it was like the only person who really went out of their way because it was the granddaughter as well. I can't remember her name, but Lori's granddaughter was like,
Allison.
"Thank you." Allison accepted him, but then he got into the fight with Allison at the bar, and he was like, "Screw it."
yeah,
Then he had the band, and it was like he had nobody in the world except
yeah,
Michael Myers came in. It was like, "I got you, kid."
yeah, yeah. He's like,
Yeah,
"Let's kill together."
yeah.
All right, should we talk about the ending of this movie?
We should talk about the ending of this movie.
Definitely. All right. The ending of this movie.
Wait. There's one scene I wanted. I don't
Okay.
know if y'all remember, but the mom was getting mad and
Oh yeah, yeah.
kicking him out, and then like she like flipped the switch and she's like, "I'm sorry," and she started crying
She
and apologizing.
smacked the shit out of him. Then she was like sorry, and then she tried to kiss him.
I was laughing so
Oh
hard at
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
scene, and then the father cuts in. It's just like, "I hope you find love" or something. I was like,
Yeah,
"What is happening?"
So,
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
like I said, that's Danny McBride. Since he is a comedic person, like these last three Halloween movies have had random, stupid moments that are funny for absolutely no reason. So it's like in the first movie, there's this one. There's like it's like when Michael Myers like bus like with all the mental people like turns over and you see mental people like mental patients all like around, and then they cut to this father and son in the car. Mind you, this is the first time you see them in the entire movie, and then the kid he's just looking at his dad. He's like, "Dad, I don't know what it is. I just want to dance. I just want to be a dancer." And the father's just like, if that's what you want to do, son, I'll support it. And like, this is in the middle of a Halloween movie, and it's just like Danny McBride throws in these, and it's hilarious. And then they go on, and it's like the kid he has a gun, and the father ends up getting killed. It's like a whole fucking thing, but it's just a random little for no reason. I was like, let's just make this funny, just for the hell of it.
Oh man, it's just the flow of just the emotions and just where they're
Yeah,
going. It just had me all over the place. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy right now."
yeah, man.
Oh man, I just had to
So
point out that one scene. It was insane.
we got an important question from Henry, um, and the question is: was there a classic horror sex scene? And no, there wasn't one.
No, none of out of if you only count these four Halloween movies, only the 1978 one had it. Halloween,
Okay.
the 2018 Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, none of them had a sex scene, which thank God, because I feel like so many movies, especially the 80s ones, depend on it too much, and it's just annoying.
Yeah. And I told him no, and then this was his response.
Movie is garbage.
I don't think if it had one, it would have made it any better, bro. Like it's, so wait, I was gonna say so. Oh yeah, when I started watching this movie, first of all, those band kids, like those band kids came on, and
Love
then
them.
we saw the mother,
Yeah.
and I started making a kill list. I was like, I hope they die. I hope she dies. I was
Mhm,
just like, please, like, kill these motherfuckers. They're so annoying. They're
mhm.
the shittiest people. His mother was the worst. His
She was,
mother
yeah.
was really the worst.
Yeah.
It was like, my God. I was sad that the stepdad um died
Yeah.
because he seemed like a cool guy. He was like looking out for him, got him a motorcycle. He was helping him out, and he ended up dying. So that was sad to me. Him and that and one of the girls from the band where she was kind of like
No, the one that
spoke
had her
out
head like
against,
crushed or something.
yeah, the one that spoke out against what the rest was doing to him,
Yeah.
and he was like, fuck it, bitch, I'm gonna kill you too. So
Yeah.
but the ending, then, what did you think of the ending?
I liked it. I enjoyed. You had the big fight scene at the end. At first, it looked like it was going to be between Lori and Corey.
Uh-huh.
Because at this point, Corey had defeated Michael Myers. So it's like Corey's wreaking havoc on the town of Haddonfield, and Jamie Lee Curtis fakes the whole suicide call just to make sure the cops come over.
Yeah.
And then, while doing all that, she has the showdown with Corey, and I saw this movie like literally the day it came out. So I don't know if you guys saw it more recently than me, but I don't
I
know if
did, yeah.
she did she like did
So
she
she
kill him or
shot
did
him
She
she quote unquote
twice.
kill him or did Michael show up and stop it?
So no, so she shot him twice,
Hmm.
and then they were having a conversation. He was kind of like defeated, and he
Yeah,
still had the knife in his hand.
and then he
And then,
stabs
he
himself in the
yeah,
stabbed
he
back.
stabbed
himself.
himself because he was like, if I can't have Allison, no one will.
No one can.
And
Yeah,
then
Yeah.
she's dumb. She goes and takes the knife out, and she's holding it like she's the one that did it. I'm
yeah.
just like, stupid. Like, just leave the fucking knife in there. Like, why would you?
She's the scream queen. She is the scream queen. That's what they do. They make the dumb decisions, man. Granted, she's the smartest of them all. Her and maybe
Yeah.
Sydney, but they're like, it's like, uh, that's just what they do. But yeah, that happens,
And
and then Michael shows
then
us like, "What's up, bitches? I'm here."
Allison came in though
Yeah,
after he stabbed himself, and then
yeah.
she was just like, "Why did you do that to him?" I was just like, "He's there in like a Michael Myers like outfit. Like, what are
Yeah.
you like? You're not gonna
Yeah,
ask any other questions?
he's
It's
dressed
just
up
Yeah,
like Michael
exactly.
Myers Jr. Like what the hell?
And then later on in the end, she's talking to Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's like, I kind of had a feeling or knew he killed those people." And I'm like, bitch,
Yeah,
like, really? He's
the
fucking
worst. She's the worst.
fucking
yeah, man.
dummy.
Oh man,
Yeah, and
yeah.
that's where after that Michael Myers shows up, then we get the true showdown
I
between
like the
Michael and
parade at the
Laurie.
end. Yeah.
Yes, and between the showdown between those two, there was a lot of parallels to the first movie between
Yes.
Michael and
Lori.
Michael and Laurie, and they're going back and forth, and that's when she's like, she does things for basically she gets him pinned down to the countertop of in the kitchen where it's like she has the refrigerator pinning down a leg, she stabbed an arm, getting every artery this man has. It's just like
Yeah.
she's being smart about everywhere she's cutting him and everything, and then yeah, she kills Michael. And then that's when they're like, all right, the cops show up and they're like, is that him? I was like, yeah, it is. I was like, all right, we need to make sure this motherfucker's dead. So that's
Yep.
what they do the parade. And what's the name of the machine that they put him in?
It's like a
Is that the
metal
baler?
crusher.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah. So
ground up his body.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty
they just
much.
throw like old man Michael Myers in there, and his
They made
body
some
just
Michael
gets.
Myers ground beef.
There you go. And then you cut to at the very end, you cut back to the house, and you see the mask sitting on the countertop, and it's just like, all right, Halloween ends, and that's the end of the movie. It's funny because it looked like because every other Halloween movie that's ever ended, it's always just like, all right, we think he's done, but maybe it's like maybe he can come back, or it's like they do a little tease like, oh no, he's not
Yeah.
dead. This movie's like, no, this motherfucker's done. Like they
Yeah,
checked,
no. Yeah. My
but
man,
His
my
head like
man,
exploded in the grinder. You
yeah,
like saw like it.
he got made into some beef jerky. Like
yeah,
he's done for.
yeah. So between him and Corey was dead as well, because remember Corey at one point he rose from the dead, and they're like, no, you stay dead, Corey, you're okay. So yeah, between all that, they got that. Then you had the old cop talking about Japan and cherry blossoms. So,
Oh
so yeah,
right, yeah.
yeah.
That's what they should have threw in the horror sex scene with Jamie Lee Curtis and him.
Oh god.
That
Oh
would have
man.
died. That would have been the funniest.
Yeah. But
But
no, like yeah, I for the most part, I thought I enjoyed it. It wasn't the
you
greatest movie,
know,
but I enjoyed it.
after talking about it
Yeah, you
and
still hate it.
hearing, 100%, I still hate
Yeah,
it, but I will keep my score the same. I will not give it a lower score.
absolutely.
So Dan, you saved it from getting a lower score from me.
Oh,
It's still a 1.5 for me.
yeah, yeah. You
That's a
disco, you're gonna
small
lower
win.
it. You're
That's a
gonna lower it.
small win for Halloween ends. No,
I'm,
I'm gonna stay the same too.
okay.
I'm a solid one, hard one.
Yeah.
Give it.
There were no post credits. I checked.
Oh, I didn't even check. I was like, this movie's over. I'm
You
fucking
guys
done.
have never
And
checked the
I
credits ready.
I really couldn't bring myself to do that either. That it was
I
impossible.
was just like, I'm not even bothering staying
I don't even
longer.
I
care if
checked the
he's
credits
coming back.
twice, just to be sure. I checked the credits twice actually. But
That's
I'm a
wild.
fan of the series. Like I
Yeah,
saw the movie.
yeah,
Like I said, I appreciate for what it comes. The whole reason why you asked is like, hey, do I have to watch any other movies? And I said, no. I mean, it'd be nice if you watch the other ones, but you don't really have to. I told you.
yeah,
And like I said, that's like I was telling you guys just now, where it's just like you talk about the thing with the eyes, you see why he's not supernatural, even though they try to make it seem like he is, and then you have the town of Haddonfield. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. Like, you guys just watched a movie that's not the greatest, but with all the backstory, I feel like it helps a little. That doesn't make it the best movie. It doesn't make it necessarily a good movie, but I did enjoy it for what it was.
I totally agree with you. It definitely helps having that little insight, and especially learning from you and what you said. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, though. Still.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. By all means, you guys have valid opinions, and I listen to them because you were also on a podcast, unlike these other people.
But alrighty, well, that's it for our Halloween ends rate and review.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do a little bit of. I was moving stuff on my computer. I don't know where you guys are. I lost you. There you are. And we're gonna talk about a little bit of some Power Bomb Weekly. That's what it's called, Power Bomb Weekly, where I bring you wrestling news and rumors, and I talk about the biggest stories and all the pro wrestling thing. It's a little bit of a sad story. This I actually just found out today while I was looking up news. So yeah, like I said, it's a little bit of a sad story. Kevin Nash, his son Tristan Nash, died at the age of 26 years old. This is a
Oh
story
man.
on Cage Side Seats. It is written by Kane A. Knight. So we don't know much about what's going on. We do know that it's the son of Kevin and I believe Tamara Nash. I think that's the mother's name. I'm not 100% sure. We don't know the cause of death or anything. It's sad because Tristan just recently started working on a podcast with Kevin just right before SummerSlam, which is just what, just a few months ago.
Mhm.
So, I don't know Tristan. I don't know if he was involved in wrestling per se, but with that being said, it's always sad to see somebody go, especially at such a young age. So, all thoughts and prayers, of course, go out to, Kevin Nash and his family and all of Tristan's family and friends as well. So, it's always sad to see someone pass away.
You said it was a car accident?
No, we don't know the cause of death.
Oh, damn. Yeah, damn. That's still a tragedy, regardless. He's so
Absolutely.
young, 26, man. That's so young.
Absolutely.
Damn. Thoughts and prayers to Kevin Nash and the family.
Yep. Yep. No, there is that. Eslam, if you want to pull up the next news story, uh, it's a little bit more lighthearted. So, as we all know, AEW and WB have been competing without really saying they're competing. Well, WB is really not, like, we're not competing, but AEW is. And before we used to have the Wednesday night wars between AEW and NXT. NXT eventually moved their days over to Tuesdays. People say WWE said just because they want to do a better date, but everybody else is kind of like, no, it's because NXT was losing to AEW Dynamite in the ratings. So there's a news story on WrestleTalk.com written by True Heel SP3, where basically AEW beat NXT in the ratings for this past Wednesday. No surprise. They had a good showing. I'm sorry, this past Tuesday, I meant to say. They had a good showing. There was a big main event match for the AEW World Title in there. There was a insanely good promo by MJF and counter promo by William Regal, as you can see in the thumbnail there that Wrestle Talk is using. And overall, like I said, it was a really really good show. So no surprise there. NXT taking a back seat to AEW this week in the ratings war. Uh, but no, yeah. So you can move on to the next one, Aslam. So we're gonna talk a little bit about what happened in the AEW Dynamite show. So I mentioned that MJF had this insane promo. That was, I mean, I've been watching wrestling my whole life, and this MJF just constantly delivers. Man, he's what? He's 20. I think he might be 26, and this guy is just so talented, especially on the microphone. I'm sorry,
Oh,
that's the one that's next.
oops.
That's all.
Sorry, wait, wrong one.
It's all good. I could do that one if you want to leave it there.
Nah, let
Okay.
me just get it up.
But so yeah, MJF he goes out and the segment starts off with William Regal. Talking. Actually, let me get this in real quick. So it's over on WrestleTalk.com as well. It's written by Amanda Savage. But yeah, it starts off with William Regal being interviewed in the middle of the ring by Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone asks him a question. William Regal says, "Well, and then MJF music starts. He comes out and just doesn't let William Regal speak. He comes out and he's like, "You know what, Regal? Years ago, um, I was training at WrestlePro at in New York, and he got a call from his trainers that he was going to get a job to try out at WWE. At that time, William Regal was the guy who was hiring on new people and trying them out and doing stuff like that. So he's like, "Listen, I went in there. I did such a good job. You pulled me aside and you said, Max, I want you to go ahead and send me a promo and one of your matches every month. And I guarantee I'm going to get you in this company. I'm going to get you in WWE. I'm going to put my name on you. And I've only done that for a few people in this business. I don't do that for anyone, but I will do it for you, Max. Because Maxwell, Jacob Freeman did so good, MJF. And then he said he did it for the first month. William Regal said, "Great, I can't wait to see more of your progress." He did it for the second month. William Regal said, "Great, I can't wait to see more of your progress." Then MJF says he did it for the third month, and then William Regal sent a message back. Who's like, "Listen, you need to stop sending me this stuff. I will come find you when you become a top tier talent. You're not there yet." And then MGF was like, that lit a fire under him. He said that he became depressed. He was willing to kill himself. But then he was like, the only thing that kept me moving forward was proving William Regal wrong. And mind you, he's saying all this in a promo. He's like, I've proven that I'm the top person in all of professional wrestling. I'm going to be the world champion here in AEW, and I did it without you. And look at you, and here you are. You fucking got fired from WWE after all that. So they're going back and forth. William Regal then comes back and he's like, listen, I started wrestling when I was like 16, and I had to have grown men beat me to the point where I would just bleed just walking down the street, and I had to go through shit. If what fired you up was a fucking email, then you got a long way to go, or something like that. So they go back and forth, and it was an amazing promo. The cool thing is MJF is a heel, one of the best heels ever. He comes out, he cuts this promo as a heel on one of the most beloved people in all of wrestling, William Regal. And by the end of his promo, everybody in the arena cheers MJF and boos Regal, which is how good of a talent MJF is on the mic. So I just want to say it's such a fucking good promo segment between both men. So I mean, I'm probably gonna go back and watch that a couple more times by the end of this year. That's how good that was. But Eslam, if you want to move over to the next article, you already teased it earlier.
I did.
So this is a reference back to the fallout in the backstage area of AEW a couple of weeks ago, where CM Punk, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Ace Steel, and many others were involved in this physical fight, physical altercation, and all of them got suspended. But now it looks like one of them has officially been fired. Ace Steel has been released by AEW. This is a story also on Wrestle Talk, written by Dave Adamson. So Ace Steel, good friend of CM Punk, looks like he was released. Now, with him in particular, it's not too surprising. In the story that I talked about on the podcast a few weeks ago, it was stated specifically that he pulled Kenny Omega's hair and bit him, which we didn't know if it was true. But
Girl
then,
fight.
but then Kenny Omega went to the Tokyo Game Show about 2 weeks after the fact to promote. He's a big gamer. He originally went there to promote AEW's game, but because of the suspension and everything, he wasn't allowed to do so. He just went there kind of like as a celebrity / fan. And in images and stuff that you saw, you could still see bite marks on Kenny Omega. So there was in fact proof that Ace Steel did in fact bite Kenny Omega in their physical altercation. So with that being said,
That's
Ace Steel,
wild.
yeah, got fired and is released from AEW.
So is that Ace still on the mic there?
Yeah, that's CM Punk on the right. Recognize Punk?
No. Wait, is CM Punk's nickname Ace Steel?
No, there's two men on your screen. That's
Ace
the one
Steel's on the left.
Yeah,
No, that's
CM
well. I
Punk's on the
asked.
right.
I know who the fuck CM Punk is. I asked,
Yeah.
is that Ace Steel on the mic? And you were like,
Well,
yeah, that's
Eslam, if
CM
there's
Punk
two,
on
if
the
there's
left.
two people on the if there's two people on the screen,
But
and
why
they
would
chose
you
this
mention-
thumbnail. No, hang on. They chose this
Why
thumbnail
would
to
you
talk about Ace
mention
Steel's story.
CM Punk if I asked
And then
a
you know
specific
one of them is
question?
called CM Punk, and you're gonna ask me if the other one is Ace Steel in this Ace
Because
Steel news
some
story.
people will put the more famous person on there to get the clicks. So I
No,
wanted
the
so
man
I'm
who's
making
not
sure.
CM Punk is Ace Steel. There you go.
Okay.
If that makes it
Thanks.
easier for you. But
Jeez.
Disco knows I'm right.
He's totally right. Totally right.
But yeah, that is Ace Steel. And the last story, it's a little bit of a scary one. Also on Wrestle Talk. This story was written by True Heel SP3. The main event of that episode of AEW Dynamite, we saw Hangman Adam Page versus John Moxley for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Really good, hard fought match. They're going back and forth. And at one point, at the end of the match, John Moxley goes for a lariat, also known as a clothesline. He hits it. He hits all of it. Hangman Adam Page gets turned inside out, lands head first, and does not move. The
Oof.
referee goes and checks on him. He immediately calls the doctor over. He goes over to Mox. He's like, "Listen, stop. Fight's over." They stop the match right there on the spot. You don't see Hangman move for the rest of the thing. The cameras pan away from Hangman. You only see Moxley celebrating. They cut to the commentary, who's talking about, hey, injuries happen, this and the other. Taz on commentary looks shook. He's taking off his glasses and he's saying, it sucks to see something like this happen to a guy, whether he's beloved or hated or anything like that. You never want to see somebody get hurt this bad. And they continue. They have to finish the show. There's still like 20 minutes left on the show, so they have MJF come out, get ready to try to threaten the fight John Moxley, and they did a bunch of stuff to try to stall, and they set up a match for the upcoming pay per view between Mox and MJF. And while this was going on, a gurney was set up. They picked up
Hangman.
Hangman. They took him to a hospital nearby, and he was diagnosed with a pretty bad concussion. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, luckily
I
there was
thought it
no.
was like a broken neck or something.
Exactly. Luckily, there was no
Oof.
neck injury. Now, granted, concussions, obviously nothing.
I mean, that's still very bad,
yeah,
yes,
but at
but
least
at
it
least he
was.
can. He's not gonna be handicapped.
Yeah, exactly.
No crazy brain swelling,
Exactly. So it was bad. Concussions, as sad as this statement's about to be, they are common in professional wrestling. So you hate to see that.
Well, they're uncommon in any physical sport or
Yeah.
sport entertainment, but when
Yeah.
you're doing things like this, concussions are gonna happen. But I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he didn't break his neck or
Yeah.
get a worse injury, and I hope he takes the time to recover and get it properly treated.
Absolutely. Like the
So
guy. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's just like like at the end of the day, kind of fuck the wrestling thing. Like this is a dude who's gone out of his way to entertain millions of fans around the
yeah, yeah.
world, and he just had a baby not that long ago, so he's still like a brand new father and everything. So it's like
Damn, bro. Yeah, take care of yourself, man.
absolutely. And
Be there for your kid.
so from the hospital, once he was better, he actually put out a tweet to the people. I'm going to read that real quick. It says, "Hey, thanks everyone for being so nice. I'm doing all right and feeling good today. Had a nice panini for lunch. Thanks to
Nice.
Paul, Medical, Mox, Brandon, BJ, etc. Parenthesis, insert introspective yet merciless quote about unfinished business here." Um, so Hangman Adam Page seems to be in good spirits. That's everyone's favorite anxious millennial cowboy. That's one of his nicknames. So it's good to see that he's in good spirits. Hopefully, he does recover, like you guys mentioned. It was scary to see. You hate
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
anybody get hurt in any sense like that, but it looks like he's better than he is worse. So you know, shout out to Hangman. Hopefully he gets better. And also shout out to AEW for handling it very well. They didn't focus on showing a million replays of it happening. And I think they might have showed one and then they realized how serious the injury was and like, oh, we're not doing that anymore. And then they were like really classy about how they handled it. And they kind of like had him go off camera and they didn't really show him getting stretchered out or nothing like that. So like I said, they handled it a horrible situation the best way possible, and most importantly, Hangman seems to be doing okay. But we'll get further updates on his health, of course. But anyway, that's all I got for Powerbomb Weekly.
Shout outs to Hangman. Hope he recovers. And shout outs to AEW for taking care of it. Thank you, Dan. It's good to have Powerbomb Weekly back. First, let's start with the bad news. Ezra Miller pleads not guilty to felony burglary charge. Faces up to 26 years in prison. Now, this charge is the one he got in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. But it is a charge based on him taking 2 bottles of alcohol from a private residence.
Mm.
That
That's right.
sounds
That's
just
when
so
they.
silly.
I remember that.
Sounds-
That's when they broke into the house to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Now
remember
it does sound silly and shit, and there's a lot of people in prison for similar things. You know what I mean? Especially the African American uh, community. So I mean, I don't wish jail on him just so we can be fair, but hopefully this kind of brings into light. And with the disco a couple of weeks ago had mentioned the story where Biden is going to what does the president do? Um, his
Uh,
pardon.
There it is.
He was gonna pardon people with with the certain that are in prison for possession of marijuana up to a certain amount, I think, or something like that. So a lot of people will be let go. So which is great news, and hopefully they are able to, what's the word, assimilate back into society well,
Yeah,
and not uh, repeat offend and end up
yeah.
back in prison. So
With
uh,
with him,
But
I'm sorry.
with
With
Ezra
them,
though,
yeah. Go
with
ahead.
yeah.
with Ezra, it's just they can afford it, so I don't understand why they had to steal it. So it just it's
Well,
like
that's the thing, right? A lot of when you're in a bad headspace or you're on drugs, or I don't know what their um uh issue was at the time or what they were going through, but they this happens, like one of the things is like rich people like to shoplift even though they can afford it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For
It's
the
like a
thrill.
rush type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thrill, exactly. So Ezra did say they were going to get help a couple months back after, all the shit that happened with them. So they said they were gonna get help, and hopefully they do, and sorry, they get better, and
Yeah.
we get to see them as the Flash again, because apparently there's a Flash sequel script already written.
Mm,
So we'll see what happens with that.
yeah.
All's gonna be revealed after the release of Black Adam, and how that does, and
Yeah.
we'll know more about
I mean,
that.
yeah. Hopefully they get the help they need, but at the same time, it's kind of like, hey, I've been saying it. There's no reason not to recast.
That's fine.
just to be safe.
In the essence of horror month and horror, IGN put up this post today, and I was just like, why not? Um, this image reveals of what an ant looks like up close, and
Nice.
my God, if aliens don't exist, like what the like they like, look at this shit. This
Yeah.
looks like an alien out of this planet, but it's
Yeah.
a little black ant.
It's
My God,
crazy.
that's
Like
fucking scary.
you see the
That's
antenna coming
terrifying.
out of like the eyes almost. Like that's
Ex-
insane.
Th-
yeah, that's
those
so
red eyes too. They look
exactly like
like
demon eyes. Look
demonic.
at those teeth. Like, look at the structure of like the face.
Yeah. What if you find out IGN lied and this was just like somebody's ball sack?
That's a weird ass ball sack. What?
Why does that have
S-
antennas? Why does that have red
Some
eyes?
someone needs to go to the doctor. My goodness. But I thought this was very very cool to see, and I hope we get more micro shots like this of like other insects.
Yeah, why not?
I enjoy that stuff. But the next things, currently there are no plans for Cyberpunk Edge Runners Season 2. Now, I have not seen Season 1, but I did hear a lot of good things about it. And the show did help the game come back to life. Uh, and the resurgence kind of breathed life back into CD Projekt Red, and they're creating more gaming content. Well, gaming IPs, I guess, or maybe a sequel to Edge Runners. They're definitely working on what's that one called? Witcher projects, more Witcher projects. So we'll see what comes from them in the future. Um, so those last couple of slides were thanks to IGN. Now, thanks to the Culture Nerd, Walter Hamada, the DC head, the president of the DC film division under Warner Brothers back in the day that ruined the Snyderverse, is officially done at DC Warner Brothers Discovery. Thank God he's finally out. He's left, and hopefully now that he's completely gone, we'll get to hear some news of Ray Fisher coming back as Cyborg. I hope to hear that. Obviously, this is just my speculation, my wishful thinking that he could return to the projects. All the other cast members kind of returned, did reshoots, did other stuff with the upcoming projects, and I'm hoping now that this person's gone, we'll get to see Ray Fisher as Cyborg again because I did enjoy his Cyborg. It was
Absolutely.
it was fun. So, and last but not least, Warner Brothers Discovery is officially moving forward with a sequel to the Batman with Matt Reeves, the writer directors, also looking on new film and television project featuring a range of obscure villains from the Scarecrow to Clayface to Professor Pig. So I'm glad we're getting a reconfirmation of the Batman sequel,
Mhm.
and we're getting some new projects uh, coming from Matt Reeves and stuff. I think some of the other stuff that they were gonna do might have gotten like canceled or put on hold,
Mhm.
but I think last week I mentioned the Penguin series is gonna move forward and is gonna be happening a week after the events of the Batman timeline wise. So here's to Matt Reeves. Congratulations. Really enjoyed your movie and I can't wait to see more. Super excited for that. And that is it. That is all my news for today. All right. Final thoughts, gentlemen.
I have a pre-final thought and then a final
Okay.
thought. First off, I didn't add this to Paramount Weekly because I couldn't find an article on it, but there has been talks that it looks like Warner Brothers Discovery is definitely looking into doing some AEW content.
Oh, nice.
From my understanding, they did. I remember reading an article. I couldn't find it, like I said. That they started having a film crew like backstage,
Uh-huh.
to film some type of non wrestling AEW show that looks like something they want to do. AEW's been bringing in a lot of ratings, a lot of views, and a lot of money
Yeah.
for Warner Brothers and all that. So it looks like that's something that they want to keep going.
That's great. It's
Um,
great news to
yeah,
hear.
absolutely. And then my other one was Hollywood Ends. It wasn't all that bad. You know what I'm saying?
um, did the story that you thought I would have on there I
Walter
had
Matthau.
or okay?
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "That's all got this."
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I was very excited to see that he's gone. I'm wishing all the best for DC and David Zalzov. Hopefully he puts DC films on the right path. That was my final thoughts. Disco.
I'm tired. It's been so long. Man, I'm tired of talking. I used all my words for the day, so my final
Yeah.
thoughts are this. Goodbye. I love you.
All right. And final thoughts from Henry. He's telling everybody to go watch Reaction to Creed 3. Um, so go do that.
He
If you
texted
like,
me. He was just like, "Hey, you excited about 323?" And at the time, I didn't know, and I was just like, I don't know." And then we did
he
the
did it in a
react.
group chat also
Okay,
in the in IG. So,
I gotcha.
but
Yeah, so I
yeah.
texted back. I was
So
like, "Oh, absolutely, I am."
if you like what you hear, don't forget to follow us on our social medias. Like, subscribe, share, rate, comment below. Liking and subscribing is free for you to do, and it helps our channel immensely. Don't forget to check out the Los Wise Guys website, loswiseguys.com. Somehow I thought I said that wrong, and it took me a second to realize I did say it right.
I was laughing at Disco dropping an elbow on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I got stuck there for a second, but
It happens,
I'm
man. So you
surviving this.
you
I'm
That's,
found
that's
your
how
way
surviving
out.
it.
strong.
You found
That's
your
how
way
strong
out.
that elbow. That's how strong
Yeah,
It
I
that
was a
know,
elbow
right?
mean
was.
elbow. It was a mean elbow.
It was a mean elbow, but thank you for listening, everybody, and have a great week. Henry, it was good to have you back in the chat with us. Can't
Absolutely,
wait
man.
to have you on as a you know
You got it.
as a
You got
shadow
it.
producer at
There
some
it
point
is.
next year.
Said so.
So
Good old Henry.
I'm tired as fuck, bro.
Henry's a fan of the Rocky series, guys. Just want to say.
Oh damn, we should have him on the Creed episode.
I agree. It would be
Yeah.
awesome to talk to somebody who knows something about Rocky. Yeah.
He said, "Rate and review Disco's boxing skills."
Yeah, that was really funny. Man, that was funny. Where he's just going out there. What's it say? Venom. I used to drink Venom. So, you drink Venom?
I'm sorry, I'm not young and hip like y'all.
I mean, Venom is old as
I don't think
fuck.
Venom exists anymore. Like,
No, it doesn't. It was an old energy drink. They probably took it off the market because it was
Yeah.
bad for you.
no, it's Venom.
That's how old I am. I don't remember that shit. I got
Oh,
dementia.
that's funny.
Don't make this a thing, Henry. Don't make this a thing, okay?
What he say? What he say? I'm not looking.
He said, "I'm upset Daniel doesn't like Rocky 4, the best movie."
Now I don't
He
know. What I
doesn't,
like
Henry.
about
I
that
don't know why he doesn't like it. It was such a
I don't
great
know
movie.
what's my favorite Rocky / Creed.
I know what's
don't
not
know.
your favorite Rocky / Creed. It's Rocky 4.
It very well might be my favorite. I don't know yet.
Yeah, well,
I've been putting thought into this for maybe
what's the Pena lover?
10 years. It's
Pineapple, pina.
Pina, pineapple.
Oh, Pena. Okay.
Get it because you like disgusting pizza.
Oh, me. He's talking about
Yeah.
me. Okay.
What you do is you just take a loaf of bread and put a pineapple on it and call it a pizza. That's what you do. You sick son of a bitch.
Damn.
He takes a pineapple with a tomato and he's like, "Pow!"
That pizza.
Pizza. All right. Well, I'm gonna end the stream, Henry, because we're all tired as fuck and need to go
Thank
to
you.
sleep.
Thank
so
you for being here, Henry, as always.
thank you,
Much
Henry. You're the
appreciated,
best.
man.
For anybody else who's watching, thank you for watching. Deuces.
Tell your people.